Alright guys, welcome back to the channel where today we have some new behind the scenes footage of WWE 2K23 as well as the reveal of Cody Rhodes' new model. Also included today we have rumours of a Hall of Fame tag team that may potentially be joining the 2K23 roster, and we're also checking in with AEW Fight Forever following news of a potential delay. Before we get into any of that though, if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all the latest wrestling game news, then please do hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. So let's begin with an update on AEW Fight Forever, as there's been a lot of talk about both the AEW game and the WWE game going head to head, as previous reports indicated that AEW would be releasing their game at the end of February, which is less than a month before WWE 2K23. Now though, it appears that Fight Forever may be getting pushed back, as Matt Black of WrestleZone.com claims that the game is currently being held up due to a problem with the game's rating. The article goes on to note that AEW want to release their game as T14, which is the rating that was shown in the latest gameplay trailer, though the report notes that the game is struggling to receive that rating from the Entertainment Software Ratings Board, who assign video games their ratings in the US and Canada. As for the reason, the article notes that this is most likely down to the amount of blood that's being shown off in the gameplay, though the ratings issue could also be affected by the inclusion of intergender matches, as this has been a sticking point in the past and one of the reasons that we no longer see male versus female matches in WWE 2K. The article also goes on to note that the original plan for the game was to release it in September 2022, though that was then shifted to November before being pushed back a second time to February 2023. Switching over to the WWE series, could the Steiner Brothers be a part of this year's DLC? For those in hope of some new legends to freshen up the WWE 2K23 roster, then you may be in luck, as a new report from PW Insider claims that both Rick and Scott Steiner are currently signed to a WWE Legends contract. The reason this is interesting is that Legends contract includes the option for WWE to use that star in their video games, which in the case of Scott Steiner is already underway, as this month seen Steiner make his debut in WWE SuperCard. The inclusion of Scott Steiner in SuperCard could be an indication of an upcoming appearance in WWE 2K23, as previous years have seen the debut of Stacy Keibler and the Boogeyman, both of which went on to appear as DLC characters in 2K22. If Scott Steiner was to appear in WWE 2K23, then this would mark his first appearance in almost 10 years, as Steiner's last appearance came as a DLC character in 2K's first WWE game, WWE 2K14. As for his brother Rick, despite appearing in several WCW games and acclaimed Legends of Wrestling series, Rick has never appeared in a WWE game. Despite never appearing in the WWE 2K series, now would make for the perfect time, as Rick is the father of current NXT champion Bron Breakker, who, as we confirmed in a previous video, is one of the new stars being added to 2K23. It's also worth noting that last year seen Scott Steiner revealed as a playable character in Virtual Basement's upcoming game The Wrestling Code, with a reveal of Scott also hinting at the inclusion of his brother Rick. For anyone worried that their involvement in the Wrestling Code might stop them appearing in the WWE series, I've had it confirmed that all of the stars that signed on to the Wrestling Code are free to appear in other games, as the contracts that they signed aren't exclusive, which is why RVD was able to appear in 2K22, as well as being included in 2K23. Up next, let's talk Cody Rhodes, who was confirmed as one of the new superstars that will be joining the 2K23 roster, as Cody was one of several names confirmed for the game in Monday's press release. Following that announcement, the official WWE account went on to share a new behind the scenes video in which we see Cody undergoing the scanning process. The equipment used to scan Cody appears to be the same scanning tech that was used last year, as WWE 2K22 seen the developers use their own in-house scanning tech that they use for NBA 2K, which was one of the reasons that we've seen a big jump in the quality of models. Speaking in the video, Cody said that he's incredibly excited about fans getting the chance to play as him for the first time in a very long time. He also went on to acknowledge all of the creators out there that have created him in the time that he's been away, and how it is to see himself created compared to when he's been in the game officially, before then going on to say that while he doesn't want to knock any creators, this year gamers will be able to get their hands on the very best version of him. Cody also talked about how he prepared for the scan, noting that he practiced a few faces in the mirror to make sure he could pull the different expressions, as he didn't want the faces to look all the same, as he feels he has somewhat of a neutral face, which is something that I thought was pretty interesting to hear, as it's something that you don't really hear people talk about when being scanned. The timing of the video comes after WWE Games creative director Lionel Jinx appeared on GameSpot's Wrestle Buddies podcast, in which Jinx was asked about Cody and went on to say that he honestly believes Cody has the best looking character in the entire game. For those wondering just how good Cody's model looks, the official WWE Games Twitter account shared this new screenshot, giving us our first look at Cody's model. Zooming in on the face, you can see just how good the model looks, as even though it's taken from somewhat of an awkward angle, the likeness of Cody looks to be one of the best that we've ever seen. The screenshot also confirms the attire for Cody, as the jacket shown in the screenshot is part of the attire that he wore on his return to WWE at WrestleMania, therefore we'll likely see Cody's in-ring attire featuring his golden tights. One thing Cody won't have though is the giant bruise that he had during his last appearance, as Jinx jokingly confirmed that that was one thing they didn't think people would want to see. So that's the latest roundup of wrestling game news. Let me know what you think of today's updates in the comments, and what you think of Cody's model, and if you want to stay up to date with the latest wrestling game news, then please do hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss out on future videos. Until next time though, thank you so much for watching, have yourself an awesome day, and I'll catch you later.